When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. Let's get right into this. We start our story off where we left off of Izuku Von Doom was paying attention to the lecture Storm was teaching. Storm was very surprised by Izuku's intellect. Every time she asked him a question, he would answer immediately. At the end of the lecture, she asked for Izuku to stay behind to get more information on his quirk. Thank you for staying behind, Izuku. I want to get your information on your quirk so I can hand it over to Logan. He will be your combat instructor. Of course, teacher. I have a background in magic, including hand-to-hand combat experience. I was trained by my mother with my quirk. It's an electric-based quirk, like I said earlier today during the class, but you probably want more details than that. That would be most... Oh, sorry, wrong picture. That would be most appropriate. Logan always wants to know what exactly all the newcomers able to do. Regardless if you're a mutant or you have a quirk. Professor Xavier hasn't found a word to refer people with quirks yet. So it's easier to say. That would be most efficient in this setting. I can see why it would be tedious to say that all the time. So far, I know my quirk is the abilities. I'm able to create electricity electricity constructs in form of a kunai. Able to create multiple. Able to supercharge my muscles to give me brief increase physical strength and speed. It's most effective in small bursts instead of having it on activated all the time. Naturally, my quirk ability is connected to my stamina intake. The more stamina I have, the longer I can use my abilities. I still have magic to fall back on, so I'm not completely helpless. I'll relay it back to your combat instructor. That's all I needed from you. Izuku left the classroom. He made his way to the kitchen to make himself something to eat. Classes won't start up again until lunch. As he went up to his room to get some things from get a few things from his room. Some magical, for a quick magical experiment. Izuku has already done the legwork, although he's already got everything ready. He just needs to perform it. Izuku finally made his way outside and found a secluded area on the grounds and wrote a magical circle. Oh my, what do we have here? My apologies, young Midori. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's perfectly fine, Professor Xavier. I'm just I'm just in the early stages to sorry, give me a second, guys. Doing the prep work for the spell. May I ask what type of magic you're performing? I'm intrigued. I've had I've not sorry. I've come across magic before. I've always had a openness opinion of the craft. Of course, Professor. I'm making a magic circle. I'm going to place a item in there. I'm going to enchant. I'm going to chant it. So I don't. So I. Sorry. I don't have to slowly rely. So sorry. I messed it up. So I don't slowly rely on my quirk to supercharge my muscles to increase my speed and strength. I see. You're going to use that enchantment to sorry, you're going to enchant items so you can minimize the use of that ability. As you know, quirks are mostly connected to our stamina, and I am no exception. I need to increase my stamina before I begin using that ability again. Where I'm at now, it's only a liability. This might not even work. Enchanting a item with two different enchantments is very difficult to do. I've enchanted objects before, but never enchanted a item in this way before. Never enchanted a item like this before. I. That's why I am. Give me a second, guys. I chose a secluded area away from the manor. It can get quite dicey sometimes. It's most appreciated. May I observe? Of course, Professor. Izuku, Izuku took out a black metal bracelet out of his pocket and placed it in the middle of the magic circle. Charles Xavier noticed the young man was speaking in an unknown language, holding a strange purple crystal. Xavier found it very surprising. Surprisingly, he came across a language he doesn't know. As the magic circle begins to glow bright purple, as it swirls, as a swirl of magical energy surround the the black metal bracelet, then the swirl of energy turned into a bright purple light. As it burst, well, the bright light shined outwards, basically blinding everyone. As it temporarily blinded the two of them, as the crystal slowly decays, turning into just particles after the spell was performed. As you see, the black bracelet is slightly glowing purple. A couple of seconds later, it fades away. As Izuku picked up the bracelet and examined it, was it a success, young Izuku? As Charles is watching Izuku examine the bracelet in his hands, I believe so, Professor. I need to run a couple more tests to see if this thing is sorry, see if this thing is safe to use. Magic like this can be very temperamental. Don't worry, Professor. I've been using all the safety measures just in case something went wrong. You're dealing with magic here, so most of the time it goes wrong. At least most of the time. As Izuku holds his hand out, as a small wooden box appeared in his palm of his hand, as he places the bracelet in the box and shut the lid tight. Charles can see the small wooden box, There's several wards all around engraved into the wood. You see my small wooden box. There are several wards around this small container so it can fully contain the bracelet. Anyone outside of me will be unable to open it. Safety measures, just in case someone got curious. I don't want anyone getting hurt over my enchantment items. I place this sort of measure on all my enchanted items. I left most of my most dangerous ones back at home, so you don't need to worry about your other students' safety. I take the art of magic very seriously, Xavier, Professor. You seem interested in this, Professor, so I'll keep you updated. I'll show you the final product once I'm done doing a couple tests. I would appreciate that. I'm interested in this enchantment magic you perform. It's a very interesting subject. Professor, I should probably head back to class. Classes are probably starting up soon again. Izuku waved Xavier goodbye as he made his way to his next class. After he dropped the small wooden box in his room. After dropping what he needed in his room, he walked he walked past several other students trying to get to their own class. As he walked past two girls, one is wearing a leather black coat and the other girl is wearing some sort of high school uniform, even though she's not old enough to be in high school yet. She has blonde hair with pigtails. Izuku found that very odd, but he soon lost interest as he passed the as he finally passed the two girls. Short pause. Willow suggested I do a female Dobby ship in this one. So I'm gonna still refer her villain name as Dobby, but I'm gonna change her last name into Shoka, so it's easier to do it that way. So, all right, let's continue. So that's who everyone is talking about. Keep an eye on him, Toga. Are we going to recruit him? It's a possibility, Toga. I want you to keep an eye on him. Just don't get caught. He's a possible recruit for my Vanguard squad. I want to get this done so we can get out of here. I can't stand this place. I thought we could come across some interesting, powerful, potential recruits for the Vanguard squad. Basically a Vanguard action squad, but I'm not going to say that. That's a mouthful. So, but I've been very disappointed. The other, give me a second, guys. The ones that would make a good asset, they're too goody two shoes. But this one, he's the son of Victor Von Doom. There's a chance he, there's a good chance he's perfect for the Vanguard. Just report me of your findings, Toga. Okie dokie, boss lady. As she begins to hop around, we're about to begin to leave. Shoka decided to go back to her class before she's late. When Toga skipped to her way to class, when she finally made it to class, she was pleased to see the new guy sitting right next to her assigned seat. She made her way to the desk and sat down and introduced herself to Izuku. Hi, new guy. I'm Himiko Toga. Giving him a warm smile. Pleasure to meet you, Toga. Name's Izuku Von Doom. Personally, you're the very first person here to actually interact with me. They've been staying away. I don't mind, though. I mean, they're peasants, but I can't fault them on that. but it's most likely well the cause is most likely my father, considering who he is, and my mother has quite a name for herself in Japan. So it could be a mixture of both. Yeah, the people here are kind of douchebags. As the teacher entered the room, as the teacher started to teach the lesson, Izuku noticed the man is Russian. Izuku is unsure what his ability is. Izuku overheard someone calling the teacher by Colossus. He's suspecting his mutant power most likely is connected of his name that he's using. After finding out that he was a mutant, after observing him and his interactions with the rest of the class, and Toga telling him that he was a mutant, like I said, he got that confirmed. He was correct by Toga when he asked her a few questions about the teacher. She told him about his metal skin, that he's able to activate it at will. Izuku is totally intrigued with his metal skin power. Izuku is already thinking of ways to do something similar. What Colossus mutant power does. Izuku expects this to be extremely challenging. Izuku always loves a good challenge. When it comes to magic, Izuku decided in his mind that he'll finish up the kinks with the enchantment bracelet. Once the bracelet is safe to use, then Izuku will immediately start trying to figure out a way to create a new spell using Colossus mutant powers as a template. Izuku spent his free time after class up in his room, giving the bracelet tweaks. After using a analyze spell, he found this he followed this daily routine for weeks straight. Xavier told Izuku that they wanted to put him through the regular classes so he can get used to the daily life. When he gets situated, then he will begin combat lessons with Logan. Izuku's seen a couple of Logan's combat lessons. Izuku finds his teaching methods quite interesting. The next morning, he found himself on the grass. The next morning, found himself on the grass. Not really standing on the grass, basically. As as he can see, Logan's about to start his lessons. He sees a few of the students finally made it. As he looks around, as he sees a few people. Well, actually, he saw a bunch of them, but let's get this on him. As he noticed a angry blonde looking kid, that's he's around the same. Well, they're basically the same age, letting off sparks from his hands, and a pink girl with pink skin and pink hair, with some sort of antenna on top of her head. Not. mm, And right next to the blonde is some sort of redhead with with shark teeth. He doesn't see Toga. They might not have the same class. All right, you brats. I see some new faces here, so I'll make this brief. Welcome to my house of pain. I will be I will be pairing sparring you up. Feel free to use pairing you up. Feel free to use your quirk or mutant power. I don't care either way. I want to see where you are I want to see where you all are at. So I'll so I can gauge of your capabilities currently. It's about time I it's about time I see how you progress. The people that's been here for a while. And this is X23. She is my teacher assistant. When I'm not here, she's the one in charge. Redhead with the shark teeth. You're up first. Kid with the green hair. You're going to be his opponent. Get a move on, bub. As Izuku listened to his combat instructor, as he walks up in the middle of the field towards the redhead with shark teeth, or sharp teeth. Sure thing, Teach. As he approaches his opponent, he outstretches his hand and introduces himself. Name's Kirishima, man. As Izuku shakes Kirishima's hand, name's Izuku. Gnarly. Now let's have a good match, man. You're very optimistic. Sure, why not? Let's have a good match. Begin. Laura watches the green-haired kid start moving fast, circling around Kirishima. So this is the one you were mentioning, old man? Yes, Izuku von Doom. According to what Xavier mentioned, he's been trained since he was was trained since he was a young age. I'm expecting him to be far more experienced compared to the rest of these lot. Here's all the information we have on his powers as he hands over a file to Laura. Why did you give me this? Well, from today forward, he's in your care now. You're going to be training him. It's up to you how you do it. It's about time you get a lot more responsibilities. Wait, I don't understand. You want me to train him? I thought you'd be the one doing that. I mean, I have no problem either way, but I thought you'd be the one training him. As much as I want to train the boy, myself, I have too many other students that need improvements. Judging by what I've been seeing today, he's far more advanced, like I said, from the rest of the litter. He's far more advanced than the rest of the litter. This is a good opportunity for you to show Xavier that you're ready to teach your own class. If you manage to pull this off, Xavier agreed to give you your own class. You really think I'm ready, old man? You're definitely ready. You've been walking this. Sorry. You're definitely ready. It was a long road, Laura. You prove everyone that you're ready. Even me. Thanks, old man. Now let's stop with that mushy shit. Let's pay attention to the match. Don't mention it. While Izuku was running around Kirishima, he snapped his finger as a electric kunai construct appeared in Izuku's hands. Izuku witnessed Kirishima's skin turn into rock-like. Fascinating. Armor skin. Might not be as tough as Colossus, but it's still impressive ability. Nevertheless, let's see how much damage it can take. As he tossed both of the electric kunai, one of the electric kunai landed in front of Kirishima. There was a burst of electricity, knocking Kirishima back a little bit, producing a bright flash, while Izuku rushed to catch up to his second kunai. As he caught the kunai while running towards Kirishima, as Izuku jumped upwards, doing a 360 spin, as he tossed the electric kunai, it flew across the air, hitting Kirishima in the chest from the charge of electricity that exploded from that electric kunai, construct. The force of the electric charge made Kirishima slide backwards a little bit. Well, that's a... Well, sorry. Well, that ability is quite interesting. That's why I'm leaving his training up to you. Training Izuku Von Doom. Interesting. I wonder what else he can do with those electric kunai constructs. They are very impressive, but it's going to take a lot more than that to get past Kirishima's hardening quirk. Let's see what the kid does. Kirishima is breathing heavy. Heavy. Nice one, man. I wasn't expecting that. Huh? Give me a second, guys. I wasn't sure if you had a quirk or a mutant power. It doesn't matter to me either way, but I'm still having a blast, man. Trust me, it's a quirk, Kirishima. I'm still learning. I'm still learning new things about my ability. I learn things new with my quirk every day. I think it's about time we move things along. I do apologize in advance. This might sting a little bit. Izuku cast a green fireball at Kirishima. Surprising him, he only had enough time to cross his arms in a X pattern to block the fireballs. What the hell? I thought his quirk was electric looking kunai things, not fireballs. Those fireballs are not weak. My hardening quirk is cracking from the mere impact of these fireballs. If I didn't if I didn't repair the spots that were damaged, this fight would have been long been ended by now. I'm not done yet, Kirishima. Word of advice. You might want to look up and start dodging. Kirishima looks up to see hundreds of major-sized electric kunai constructs hovering in the sky above Kirishima's head. Oh shit. Game over, Kirishima. I win. As he unleashed many fireballs from his hands, while he's keeping Kirishima busy, the kunai start to fly down, making little little electric explosions, making shock waves, making Kirishima flying backwards into a tree. Izuku made his way up to Kirishima after Logan announced Izuku the winner. Izuku leaned against the tree, right next to the tree that Kirishima is slammed into. You good? You good? Yeah, I'm good, man. I was not expecting that. That was awesome. Hold still, man. Izuku extended his hand out towards Kirishima as Kirishima started to glow a bright gold color as his cuts and bruises started to heal rapidly. Oh man, your quirk is awesome. Like a one-man army. As Izuku chuckled a little bit, that would be awesome if that was the case, Kirishima. That wasn't my quirk. I'm a sorcerer. Nice match, by the way. As he extended his hand out for Kirishima to take it, as Izuku helped him up, as they both made their way back to the group and watched the next boring match after Izuku did his. The next one to spar was the pink hair and pink hair and pink skin girl, as she's facing the angry blonde that's able to produce explosion, judging by the sparks he sees in the palm of judging by the sparks he sees in the palm of his hand. Izuku was very quick to figure out his quirk. As Izuku watches the fight, he wants to see what the blonde can do, alongside with the pink hair girl. They seem pretty interesting to Izuku. As Izuku watches the fight, he noticed the angry blonde had a smirk the whole time as he unleashed explosion after explosion while Mina uses her acid on her feet to slide and dodge around the explosions. Izuku noticed the pink hair skinned girl is losing and she's losing fast. As Mina was her. While Mina was disoriented, stunned, as Izuku noticed the blonde was up to something as he noticed he's charging up for a huge explosion with both of his hands. Before Loken could interfere, Izuku raised his hand out towards Mina as a purple magical shield covers her. Second later, the explosion hit as everyone could see some sort of purple dome covering Mina. Logan immediately ended the class there as he checked to see Mina's alright. As Logan pulls Bakugo from the ear and drag him off to Xavier's office. As Izuku could hear Izuku could hear Bakugo use very colorful languages. Very colorful language. Basically what I just said. But anyways, let's continue. Leaving the rest of the class by themselves as everyone started to leave. Izuku started to walk away until a woman with long black hair stand in his way as he sees the teacher assistant that Logan mentioned. As she gestured for him to follow, as he nodded and followed her as they both sat down on the bench. Your combat instructor, Logan, has left your training up to me. You're pretty good for someone who doesn't have real combat experience. You've been trained well. And you're well trained in magic as well, I see. Nice touch. I saw what you did for young Mina. That blonde guy wasn't holding back, and that attack would have seriously injured her or outright killed her. Even though I find his abilities interesting, I do not like his attitude. No self-control. There's nothing worse than a no self-control peasant like you. Come find me every day during your combat lessons with Logan. I expect you to follow every of my orders. I'm going to be training you. I need to fix some of your sorry. I need to fix a couple of your flaws. I saw a couple of flaws in your battle stance. I noticed several openings. We need to work on that. We also be working on unique and unexpected ways to use your quirk. I'll leave your magic training to yourself. You seem to have that all under control. Unfortunately, we really don't have a magic teacher, so it seems like you have everything under control under your magic category. Well, I'll see you later, kid. I have a few things I need to take care of. Try to get a good night's sleep. You're gonna need it. Izuku watches X-23 walk away. That's who I'll be training under. She's a very straightforward type of woman. Training will be interesting. I should probably head back and get something to eat, then head off to bed. As he does, as he does so, as he stopped by the kitchen and fixed something real fast to eat, then he head off to bed to sleep for the night. The next morning he woke up around 5 o'clock as he takes the small wooden box and went to the same area he was doing combat training. As he opens the box and placed the small wooden box on the ground, as he looks at the bracelet, as he slapped it on his wrist, for safety measures, he put a active word to activate the enchantment. So it's not on all the time. As he walked over where there's a chain up punching bag that's chained across a tree trunk, as he tugged the punching bag a few times to make sure it's nice and sturdy, if it's not going to fall, it seems to be a very hooked. Sorry, it's it seems to be hooked around a very thick piece of branch, tree trunk basically. Izuku immediately, once he knows the bag is not going to go anywhere, he immediately activated his bracelet only by saying activate. He could change it. He decided that's good for now, but he'll change it to a different word later on. As he punches, as he throws a punch, as he noticed his fist went right through the punching bag, as he threw the destroyed punching bag back to the side of the ground, and he picked up another one and hooked it up to the chain. As he used his magic to readjust the power. The bracelet is putting out. It's putting out too much physical power. He made the enchantment into levels. As he lowered it to 7% of the power output, or the magical power output, as he hit the punching bag again, and the experiment is going pretty well, as he successfully not destroyed a punching bag, as he lowered the physical power strength of the enchantment, as he does a couple of speed tests by running around the training field with impressive speed, but not as fast as someone with a speed-based quirk or a speed mutant power, but it's still quite impressive nonetheless. Xavier was watching sorry. What Xavier was watching the whole thing. Morning, young Izuku. Seems like you're a morning person like myself. Morning, Professor. Doing a little bit of training. As Xavier said, well, this is what Xavier said. I just want to switch over to the picture. So, doing a little bit of training. Izuku? Yes. Yes and no. I was putting the enchantment bracelet through a couple tests. Do you want to see what I can do with it so far? I would love to observe. Izuku goes over Izuku goes over to how the bracelet works and how the strength aspect of it is in levels. As he demonstrated a couple strikes on a punching bag, he explained to Xavier he hasn't tested out the higher levels. He's on, he's only tested 15% of the power output when it comes to the strength enchantment, as he did a couple of speed tests. So what do you think, Professor? Quite impressive. Can anyone use the bracelet? Generally, yes, but I don't know if their bodies can withstand the physical demand while wearing the bracelet. I I could always recreate one to a lower to a lesser degree, so anyone can wield it. It would be sorry, give me a second, guys. Would it be too much trouble if you could make one, and I could have one of the teachers test it out, see if we could come up with see if we could come up with some sort of deal? This would benefit the team greatly. Of course, you could always refuse. And I wouldn't think of you any less. Interesting, Professor. I'll give you I'll give you the first one for free. If it's something you want for your X-Men team, we could talk about a deal then. You might excuse me, Professor. Probably head up from I'll probably head up to my room and get ready for my classes. As he made his way past Xavier and as he finally made it to the manor and made it up to his room, a few hours later he's sitting on his desk listening to Storm lecture. When he got to his second class, he sat in the same seat right next to Toga as they talked a little bit before Colossus came in to teach his lesson. As he found being in the class with Toga was, was a lot more enjoyable. When it comes to his knowledge of what Colossus is teaching, he's already learned this from his mother. So he's still paying attention regardless if he knew it or not. He found some time has passed as the classes has ended as he found himself on the training field with X20 with X20 X23. Laura has arrived with Logan as Logan begins to teach their class. Good, you're here. I want you to get into your battle stance and shadow box so I can see what I need to improve. And improve, adjust, or fix. Laura watched Izuku shadow box as she correct his posture. As they continue this for several hours, as she told her student to take a 20-minute break, as she tossed him a water bottle. It looks like our time is up already. I want you to practice what you learn on your own time, or when you're, or sorry, on your own time or on your time off. I'm, I'm, I'm going to be gone for a while. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a mission, so I'll be gone for a couple days. When I get back, I'll see how you improve in a sparring match. Take it easy, kid. As she walks away to go up to her room, leaving Izuku to his own devices. The next day, Xavier announced classes will be canceled. They have they have the whole day to themselves, as all the senior members of almost the Justice League, X-Men, embark on a mission. This time, during the mission, Izuku this time is training in his magic. Well, during this time, he's training his magic and his fighting stance, what X23 taught him. While he was training, Kirishima and Mina approached him. Yo, man. As they both watch him throw out a kick, as he lowered his leg back to the ground. What do you need, Kirishima? As Mina poked Kirishima in the ribs with her elbow. This is my friend Mina. She wanted to meet you. Ow, that hurt, Mina. Stop being a baby, Kirishima. Hi, name's Mina. It's very nice to meet you. Finally. I've seen you around during Logan's combat lectures. You're pretty powerful. I still don't know what happened during the fight with that Bakugo kid. That explosion should have hurt me. All I saw was some sort of purple dome covering me. It looked pretty though. I didn't see it during the fight. I must have missed it. Well, the main reason why we wanted to talk to you, me and Kirishima are about to go hang out. We just want to see if you wanted to come along. Somehow I was able to get Rogue to agree to come along. Really don't know who that is, but I suppose I could use a break. Sure, I'm in. Awesome. We'll see you in a few minutes. Well, I better get changed. I'll see you guys in the living room when I'm done getting ready. Sure thing. We'll meet you there. Mina and Kirishima watch Izuku go back to the manor to get dressed. He's nice. Why are people scared of him? I really don't see the reason why they're scared to talk to him. I really don't see the whole point in this. So what? So what? His family is a family of villains. Not everyone to choose their parents. He seems like a cool guy. Kirishima suspects Izuku was the one who made that purple barrier during Mina's fight with Bakugo. He has no idea why he's keeping it secret. Kirishima knows it won't take Mina very long to figure out Izuku was the one who saved her. As that's where we're gonna stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day. Due to my time zones, and sorry about the late upload, but yeah, I fell asleep. So, all right, I'll catch you guys in the next video.